Hello everyone, Dan here from DCS Media and welcome to my new show, The Who Review. So this is going to be a new series that I'm just going to be doing for the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. We've got the three 60th specials coming out in November and December of 2023. The Star Beast, Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle. And for these anniversary specials, I want to do, well, it's kind of the clues in the name. I want to do something special when talking about them and reviewing them. So if you look back on my channel, throughout the Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall era, I would always review those episodes, like 9 times out of 10, on the evening of their broadcast. And it was mostly just an informal natter of my initial reactions of the episodes through my Clacker Chronicles podcast. It was very informal. It was just straight to the point, what I thought of it in the heat of the moment. And usually they were quite biased because obviously it was in the heat of the moment, it's during the hype, so usually they were always pretty positive. And I want to do, for these 60th and these 60th specials only, something just more special. Now, on the Saturdays that the three specials broadcast, so that'll be the 25th of November, the 2nd of December and the 9th of December, on those three Saturday evenings when the episodes broadcast, I will be doing individual reaction videos to them, my initial reactions on the podcast format. However, something brand new and exclusive to these ones is that during, a few days after the broadcast of those episodes, I'll be doing scripted, edited, and on-camera reviews of the three specials. So as I say, on the Saturdays that the specials are broadcast, I'll be doing my initial reactions on the podcast format. But then the following Sunday, so the day after, I'll be recording my fully scripted, fully edited reviews of them. And then the videos will probably come out on like the Monday or Tuesday, just to give it a little bit of time. But yeah, that's what I plan to do. And I'm going to try and get you guys involved in these reviews because what I want to do, when I do my reaction videos on the Saturday night, I want you, it's pretty important that you do this as well, leave your thoughts in the comments below of those videos, because then I will use them in their own dedicated segment on the Who Review videos, and to get your opinions of them. So just so those Who Review videos can be really well-rounded and special, and just really stand out and be something quite special to celebrate Doctor Who's Diamond Anniversary. Now, as I record this, it's the end of October, so we are very near these 60th specials, and I think we've got so much news. I can't cover it all. We've been getting news for these for about a year and a half now. We've been seeing a lot, so I don't think I can cover absolutely everything about the 60th specials. And also, there's been news about the Ncuti Gatwa era with Series 14 and hell, even 15. There's been stuff rumoured about that. This video, I'm just going to be kind of covering main points to do with the 60th, and also just what I'm excited about, what I may be nervous about, and it's more so that. So of course these three specials will be starring David Tennant returning, but as the 14th incarnation of the Doctor. We'll see the return of Catherine Tate as my favourite companion Donna, and we'll also at some point, in some way, see Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor in the specials. In what capacity we don't know, but we know that he's there somewhere. We've also got plenty of guest stars this series. We've got Yasmin Finney, known for Netflix's Heartstopper, as Rose, Donna's daughter. We've got Miri Margolyes playing, providing the voice, I should say, of Beat the Meep, an alien, furry creature. It's pretty bonkers. And we've also got Neil Patrick Harris, acclaimed Hollywood actor of How I Met Your Mother fame and whatnot, playing, and it's been confirmed, playing the Toymaker, returning many years from the William Hartnell story, The Celestial Toymaker, where he was originally played by the great Michael Gough. There weren't rumours that he was playing the Toymaker, but now it's been confirmed very recently. We'll also be seeing the return of Unit and Kate Stewart in this anniversary special, which I think is quite fitting because it tends to be, if you look back to the 3 Doctors, the 5 Doctors, Day of the Doctor, the Brigadier and Unit as an organisation were often involved. So I think that's just kind of a little thing that maybe isn't drawn too much attention to, but I think it's just a nice little thing to, have as a part of the anniversary celebrations. There's some interesting tidbits as well with these specials. So the Star Beast, the first one, is actually based on an old 1970s or 80s comic strip with the 4th Doctor in it, Tom Baker's Doctor. That's a really deep cut in the kind of the lore of Doctor Who, but it's a bold decision, and I really do respect it. It's not the obvious kind of reference of, it's not just, oh look, there's a classic Dalek. He's there. I do actually respect that. I think that's actually kind of cool. And even the Toymaker, of course it's a villain from the Hartnell era. But the way Harris's version of it has been portrayed and written, it feels very much like a reinvention of that character, and I think yeah, it's kind of cool actually. And the Toy Maker will mainly be appearing in the final special, The Giggle. That's kind of where it's most likely going to be. However, Wobble Yonder, the second part, we have no idea. I think that's the one we know the least about because of how the trailers are very much hidden that stuff, and RTD himself has said that there's been barely any stuff shown from that special, and a lot of like the redacted things from like announcement trailers and all that. Yeah, we know the least about that special, so it's likely there's going to be something significant big in that one. Probably like some kind of returning face, possibly. We don't know. We'll have to see. And my overall feelings about these specials, I'm very much looking forward to what we're going to offer. I think there's going to be something, it's going to be very exciting. There's a lot to look forward to with these specials. It's going to be cool seeing Tennant again, even though he's not my favourite Doctor, not even in the modern era, let alone of all time. But it is interesting to see him back, and it's a unique take. It's not just another multi-Doctor story. I mean, that was literally our last Doctor Who story, for Christ's sake. I think this more unorthodox approach, it's interesting, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know how this is going to play out entirely, and I think that's what I'm really looking forward to. There's so many creative avenues. As I said, who would have expected an adaptation of a 1970s Doctor Who comic to be the first episode of this kind of reinvented era? Who would have thought that would happen? Who would have thought you'd seen Neil Patrick Harris playing the Time Maker, or Miriam Margolyes, or whatnot? I think something that's very interesting as well is these kind of the talent that's been brought on, not just for the 60th, but also for series beyond. I mean, obviously, Neil Patrick Harris, a big Hollywood star, but we've also, series 14, we've had announcements like Jinx Monsoon, Jonathan Groff, to be as part of the cast, Broadway stars. Even behind the camera, we've had folks like Kay Harron. She was announced recently. She's writing, I think, an episode in Ncuti's era, but she, if you didn't know, worked on the Disney Plus Loki series, which I personally quite liked, actually. I think it's one of the better Marvel projects as of late, but if you've seen that show, obviously it's very time travel heavy, and it's a lot of Doctor Who comparisons came when that series came out. So it's great to see different voices from different pools of talent. I mean, the Loki example with Kate Harron, from coming from like Marvel and Disney, coming to work on Doctor Who and offer their perspective, I think that's a really interesting and quite exciting prospect. I think if you look at the modern series mostly, I don't no like disrespect to the modern series, but I think if you look at it, a lot of like the writers and whatnot, and a lot of the creative team often come from sort of the same pool of talent. That kind of a lot of these like British TV writers, they're similar pools of talent, and especially if you look during the Moffat era, as each series would go on, you'd get the same sort of names, writing episodes, get the same sort of guest writers and whatnot. And I think the Chibnall era tried to be a bit of a reboot, but I don't think it really worked, because even though you did get writers who didn't work on the show pre-series 11 mostly, it was still that kind of same pool of British TV writers. And I think it's kind of epitomised in, if you recall, the series 11 trailer at the end of The Woman Who Fell to Earth. There was a next time trailer for the whole series, but it was just all the guest stars. You've got these people from EastEnders or Game of Thrones, these well-known British faces that the general audience might have known about, but I don't think Doctor Who fans really cared about. But again, it serves the broader point of very, people from similar talent pools being in Doctor Who. And as I say, no disrespect to them, but I think for the Chibnall era, it was trying to be a big reinvention, and it ultimately, by the era's end, it really wasn't. And I feel like the RTD era, ironically, even though it is a previous showrunner, I do feel like he's offering, new voices and new talent, and he's bringing in people from different talent pools, and I think that's a really cool prospect. Anyway, that's what I think, but now I want to talk about what you guys think. So the other day I put out a community post saying about what you want to see from the 60th specials, or your predictions, theories, and also what you're excited for and what you may be nervous about. Any opinions on the 60th specials, I put out a community post asking you what you thought, and I did get a couple of responses, but this is the kind of thing that I'll be doing in the Who reviews with your opinions on the latest episode, so be sure to comment on what you think when the time comes, because I'll be reading out your comments. Now, as I said, I did get a couple of responses for this, so we'll read them out now. So first one, J Productions. My main theory / hope is that these specials will use the abundance of nostalgia present as a commentary on nostalgia and how we should move on instead of constantly looking back. Tennant was the one Doctor who never really came to terms with his regeneration, so it makes sense that he's coming back if this is the intention of the special. I believe that the special is going to end with Tennant saying something like, "I'm ready to go," which I did talk about actually my opinions on David Tennant as the 14th Doctor in a video a few months ago, so I'll leave the link to that in the description. But really, I do agree. I think that'd be a great bit of subtext for the nostalgia. And I think with Russell, he knows that nostalgia can't be there for the sake of it. I mean, look at School Reunion, bringing back a classic companion in Sarah Jane, but serving a broader point, like narrative and character-wise, of what's life like beyond the Doctor. I think it's a great character piece using a nostalgic element, and I think Russell knows that. And if that's the intention with these specials, then that's going to be brilliant. And I think great for so many viewers who maybe are going through a change in their life. I think that'll be a great thing to have. Another response I got from Toby Coleman: I hope the specials can wrap up the era. I don't think I want to see the Ten and Don pairing after this. People keep saying that was during the show's peak. I think the show must move forward. I expect the first special will be a Series 4 style fun story, the second will be an unpredictable story with a different way of storytelling, and the third will be a big dramatic finale. Frustratingly, I'm busy the night of the third special, so avoiding spoilers will be horrendous. Funny enough, actually, on that third night, I'm also busy during that day as well, so, you know, that's ironic as well. But I think that's actually a fair point, and it kind of, I think, yeah, the overall feeling that I think a lot of us have is that it'll use nostalgia, but as a great way to move forward, obviously with Ncuti's era. And I think there's so many new, exciting and unexpected things coming with the new era that I think these specials will be a great springboard for. And yeah, I really agree with that. And I agree with how you predicted kind of the episode. I think, you know, the Star Beast obviously being an adaptation of a comic. I think that, from what we can see, has a sort of light-hearted, more light-hearted tone with, you know, Miriam Margolyes as Beat the Meep, and then Wobbler Yonder, the second one, with how little we know about it. I think, yeah, that is something maybe more along the lines of Midnight or Waters of Mars, that is a bit more weird and out there and experimental. And the Giggle as well, I think that's sort of almost like a hybrid of the two. It's sort of got a bit of a conventional storytelling, but with a bit of weirdness with the Time Mega character that Harris is playing. Yeah, I think these specials are going to be cracking, and I can't wait to see what they're going to be like, and I can't wait to review them. So stay tuned for more Who Review content coming soon in November and December, and until then, I'll see you soon. Good night.